Good afternoon. I'm gonna make a little reflection about the read aloud I had with my students on this assignment. To start, the title of the book was "The Fisherman and the Kaha Bird." I chose this particular story because this was the chapter story we had that week, and we had practiced it before during the week, so we had practice with the story quite often. Um, I use different strategies during the different days for the read aloud for the story. Sometimes they read it by themselves, sometimes they read it with a partner. This time I did a read aloud, um, uh, me in front, and I explained the instructions to the students before I started recording. Um, I never told them I was going to record, but I told them about the read aloud, how they should, if I stop, they should continue with the reading and read out loud the finishing word sentence. And those were different characteristics I did during the read aloud. Um, One thing that uh, well, I'm an English language learner as well, so I struggle a little bit with my English. Teacher, you would understand that. Um, but I have managed to read aloud correctly. Some different vocabulary words, like I explained to the students, we work with them. Um, During the story during the week, they already had underlying vocabulary words they didn't understand, and we went over those. And so it was at the end of the week where I did the read aloud, and so they already had like knowledge of the different uh, vocabulary words they were gonna talk about. Mm, I felt good with the story, but as I said, I still practice my English, so I have a little bit of pronunciation there. But I think I have managed correctly. Um, the children's reactions, they did like the story the first time I read it to them. Uh, Sometimes, well, one of the strategies I use during the week is that I stop reading and I say a name of a student, or I say girls, or I say a group table number one, group table number two, continued reading. So every I do different read alouds, I different characteristics for them to participate, because I don't like them to be bored because I'm reading only. So those are different strategies I use. Students like it, they participate. Sometimes they make the sounds of like the bird or something like that. So the reaction was good. They liked the story. Mm, like I said, one of my challenges is to feel more confident reading and out in my English. Before, this is my first year teaching on English only. I worked in a dual immersion school, so pretty much I spoke 70% of the time in Spanish. So this is my first year teaching in English, and uh, I need to practice more my English and my read alouds and everything. And one of my strengths is that I use different strategies for students to participate and not be bored. During this particularly read aloud, they did some strategies, but I didn't use different ones that I used during the week. Where could I use to improve my next read aloud? Definitely my read aloud in English correctly, my list pronunciation, uh, so they can understand better. Uh, Sometimes I get stuck with a word, but That's one of the things I want to improve on. What did I learn about this reading aloud is that uh, students need to get involved in the story. Students are encouraged to read more when I read out loud stories. Sorry. One thing that I did during the week as well was a different story. Was a choose your adventure story, and they enjoyed it really good. It's the one that you read, and like if you want to do this, go to page 12. If you want to do this, go to page 13. And so that's something I really learned from the students, that they enjoy the read alouds. What did I learn as a teacher myself is that I I am a little bit strict with my students, but when it's a read aloud, I let them participate and I let them stand up. I let them move. Um, so because I hate when students are bored, and that's one of my strengths in my classroom, is that each 5 minutes is 7 minutes, each 10 minutes, depending on the assignment or depending what we're doing. We have brain breaks and students enjoy them. And read alouds are, I consider them sometimes as a brain break, because students participate, students enjoy them, and they learn as well different vocabulary words and different strategies from me as a teacher. And that's what I learned for myself. And I hope you enjoyed this video.